Close citations. What to do is start the gamer off. Father Durag gang, know the vibes like a scribe. Let's get it. Welcome to another Super News where we go over all the biggest stories in gaming from the past week. Thank you for joining me on a Saturday. How's everybody doing in Durag Nation? Who we got in here today? We got, what's up, Kate Nicholson? We'll do Perfection. Gothic Bump. What's up, Zach King, Perfectionist. Justin Flores. What up, Sean? Shadow Widow, Derek Anderson. Shadow Drift. What it do, Mike Fury, that boy. Shout out to all my defenders. What's up? Willie Poole. P-Funk 609. Yard Rat in the building. All I need is 151. Absolutely. What's up, LaShawn? Chase Vaughn, Bluetooth, what it do? I am way too bright. Had to adjust myself for the podcast. Turn me down. There we go. What up, Dark Wolfie? How do you become a defender? That's an excellent question. One of the best questions you can ask. If you want to support the channel, take our relationship to the next level, ! Join in the chat right now. It will link you directly to where you need to go. To become a member, you get access to exclusive channel perks like badges, emotes, early access to videos, special gaming sessions with myself, and of course that private Discord, the best Discord in the entire community. The Pixel Shadow, you're not late. We are just getting started. We're giving everyone a chance to come in. We're just chilling before we get into the news. How do you get Jane's targeted weak points? I wish I knew. I've been doing that challenge, and all I've been doing is using her range power attack to target different spots on multiple enemies, like the head, the leg, and then I make sure that I do enough damage that they die in one hit. Your podcast yesterday format was pretty dope. Rocks with the heart. Appreciate you. Thank you everyone that hung out for the first podcast of the channel, the after show with myself, J Shock Class and Casual Avenger. Thanks to you guys. It was an instant hit. It'll be something we'll be doing every Friday. And if you want to, you can catch it live on the channel. But it's also going to be everywhere else podcasts are found. It's on Spotify, Amazon Music right now. It's going to be on Apple, all that good stuff. Had a lot of fun. Looking forward to doing this every week. What's up, Raider Rich? Who's my favorite Marvel's Avengers superhero? Not the male Thor. What's up, Willie Brooks? Appreciate that sub. Welcome to Durag. Speaking of Casual Avenger, my one of my co-hosts. What up, Kaz? Appreciate you hanging out this morning. Do you know what month Winter Soldier is coming to Marvel's Avengers? Nope. And we're going to cover all that. We're going to cover all that stuff later. So definitely hang around. See how many people are here right now. A4, make sure you smash that like button. Get them likes up. Let's get to 100 likes in the next couple of minutes. What's up, Grind? So we got some pretty fun stories that I haven't covered yet. First, I want to touch on this story with the Embracer Group, because the Embracer Group is going hard. Of course, the Embracer Group pretty relevant to Marvel's Avengers fans because they're essentially going to determine if Marvel's Avengers lives or not. But in the meantime, they saved another game, Knights of the Old Republic. We previously reported that the Knights of the Old Republic was in very much a lot of trouble. It was supposed to come out this year, the remake, and then it got rejected. A bunch of people at the studio were fired, and it looked like the whole thing was going to get scrapped, and they were just going to start over from scratch. But the Embracer Group has stepped in, and they are going to save the game. We got this from PC Mag. Despite a recent report that Knights of the Old Republic remake was delayed indefinitely, the game might still be on its way this year, but that's highly unlikely, as I'll get to in a minute. According to a financial report from Embracer Group, the IP-hungry parent company of the studios working on the game, one of the group's AAA projects, has transitioned to another studio within the group, and that it isn't expecting any material delays for the title based on this transition. The company said the delay was for the title. The company said the delay was to ensure the quality bar is where it needs to be for the title, and that, of course, turned out to be Knights of the Old Republic, the remake. I highly doubt it's coming out this year, but it looks like it's going to be out there for 2024, maybe 2025. But people that were sad to hear that Knights of the Old Republic might not be coming out should be happy to know that the Embracer Group is taking over. They're moving it to a different one of their studios, and the game should live on. Hopefully we'll get some more details later on about exactly what platforms Knights of the Republic remake will be on and all that other good stuff. But I would say look out for next month at D23, because D23, in addition to showing off upcoming Marvel games, they're also going to be covering Star Wars games. So we could see some more information about Knights of the Republic remake, as well as other Star Wars games like Jedi Survivor and the unannounced Ubisoft Star Wars game. So D23 should be very exciting. Speaking of Jedi Survivor, according to industry leaker Jeff Grubb, the Star Wars Jedi experience is expanding with 2 new books. The books take place between the events of Fallen Order and Survivor, and it's coming in March, as well as the game. So according to Jeff Grubb, March 2023 is when we can expect Jedi Survivor, the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order, which is pretty good. That's not too long into 2022, and I cannot wait to play that game. I love, if you haven't played Fallen Order, I recommend it highly. It is an amazing game, one of my favorites of all time, and the sequel looks awesome. You want to donate 500 but you don't have a lot of money, then don't donate 500. If you can donate, that means a lot. It would help me out a ton, but don't donate any more than you can possibly afford. I would not want you struggling. What's up, Deeper Depths? So I cannot wait for Jedi Survivor. Also, this one caught me completely by surprise, but definitely take this one with a grain of salt. So according to Avatar News, which is pretty reliable when it comes to information about Avatar and generally, especially around the movies, they said that a RPG based on Last Airbender called Quest for Balance is going to be out November 8th on PS4, PS5, Xbox, Switch, and PC. It is it is going to have Breath of the Wild style graphics. Earlier this week, a new Avatar game seemingly leaked out of nowhere. Listings for a console game called Avatar: The Last Airbender Quest for Balance suddenly popped up on Amazon Japan and a few other obscure places. There were zero details, but it was enough for big gaming media to pick it up and report on the mysterious potential leak based on its potential existence alone. Of course, if you follow Avatar news, you already knew from one of our previous exclusive reports that in Avatar The Last Airbender, console RPG was coming much sooner than you think. Could these be the same thing? They held off on reporting on this until they could get their sources confirmed, and now they're back with more than they could dreamed of. Avatar news can exclusively confirm that Quest for Balance is indeed real and on its way to you this November 8th from Paramount and its subsidiary Avatar Studios in Game Mill. That's not all. We were shown gameplay stills and footage and given a rundown of the game's story. Visually, Quest for Balance looks straight out of the iconic Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, with that cel-shaded art style that has garnered so much praise to this day. Even the soft but epic fantasy lighting looks the same. It's basically the world of Avatar shown through that lens. The gameplay, however, is not Breath of the Wild, not right off the bat. I want to make clear that Quest for Balance is an open world. Okay, so it is an open world. The framing of the story is that set after the end of the animated series, members of the Order of the White Lotus have gotten together for a game of pie show and start telling old war stories to each other. They tell the events of the end of the 100-Year War, the events of Avatar Last Airbender animated series, with Paku covering Book 1, Water, Bumi covering Book 2, Earth, and Iroh covering Book 3, Fire. You as the player play through these stories from the start to the end of Avatar The Last Airbender. However, their memories aren't foolproof, so you end up playing through alternate histories different from what happened in the show. It's kind of like Avatar's What If. Some of these are more serious while others are more humorous. The only playable character I personally saw in the small bits and pieces I was shown was Aang, but from what I understand, there should be a bunch more for all the different stories. The story system is why the game is prefixed Avatar The Last Airbender, not Avatar. Recently revealed and aptly titled mobile RPG Avatar Generations will evolve to cover different eras like Kyoshi, Roku, Aang, and Korra, while Quest for Balance is a big one and done console release specifically covering Avatar The Last Airbender. So that sounds absolutely fire regardless. I can a Breath of the Wild style Avatar Last Airbender game where you basically just play through the Avatar Last Bender series. I'm good with that. That's good for me. Love that series. Definitely recommend checking it out if you haven't already. Hopefully we get more. I mean, we've been seeing a lot of games getting delayed. Some reports were suggesting that a bunch of games were delaying because they didn't want to compete with God of War Ragnarok. But if this is true, it sounds like they're just prepared to straight up go to war with God of War Ragnarok. So that should be fire. I'm gonna keep an eye out for some gameplay because this is definitely unusual for this just to pop out of nowhere. But if that is, I'm actually more. If this game is exactly as they described and the combat is good, I'm actually looking forward to this more than God of War. This honestly sounds amazing. I cannot wait to play that. Also, we talked a little bit about this earlier in the week, but Skydance and Amy Hennig's AAA Marvel game might be Fantastic Four. We covered this before. We found out that Amy Hennig started the studio Skydance New Media, and they've been working on a secret Marvel game the past couple of years. We didn't know what it was, just that it was single player, AAA, story driven. There were rumors that it could be Daredevil, it could be Fantastic Four, we didn't know. But officially, we're going to find out exactly what this game is next month at D23. They have confirmed at D23, they will be revealing a Marvel ensemble game, that is their quote, from Skydance New Media. So it being an ensemble game means it cannot be a single player game based on one hero. It has to be a group. We can pretty much eliminate Guardians of the Galaxy, and it looks like the Fantastic Four rumors are going to be true. It could be also the Defenders, it could be the X-Men, but we know it is going to be a Marvel AAA single player game based on a group of Marvel heroes. So that is going to be awesome. I can't wait to see that reveal, and I hope they at least have a trailer to go along with it and some kind of release window. I would guess that this game is going to fall somewhere in 2023 for its release date. I'm guessing probably late 2023, but I wouldn't expect this to be out in like 2024 because it sounds like, you know, this game has been in development for a couple years and it's a single player game, so it shouldn't be that hard to get it out there in the next year. But I cannot wait to see it. I'm pumped. I love me some Fantastic Four. It's a shame that a lot of people don't know how great the Fantastic Four is because they haven't really gotten any good live action. But with the Fantastic Four coming to the MCU, I'm hoping that all that starts to change and people get it. More people get an appreciation for the Fantastic Four, especially if Doctor Doom ends up popping up at some point in this game. Now we'll recap the Marvel's Avengers stuff for those that missed it. We got, these are the leaks from Miller. He leaked some new skins for Marvel's Avengers. We got Ultimate Thor. We got that classic Hawkeye. Very cool. We of course also got the highly requested Winter Soldier Captain America, as well as for the Hawk mains, Gladiator Hawk. Very, very good. Miller also had a little bit of drama popping off. I covered this yesterday. Crystal Dynamics brand manager Nick attacked Miller once again. He's been basically taking shots at Miller for the last couple months, trying to discredit him as a leaker, saying that he doesn't leak, he's just a guesser, all this other stuff, just really, you know, kind of start fights with Miller. And it's been a pretty bad look, and he attacked Miller again after it turned out Miller was right once again when he said that Winter Soldier was the next hero, and Marvel's Avengers confirmed that. Nick couldn't help taking another shot at Miller with a really weird reply implying that Miller said that She-Hulk was the next playable hero, which isn't actually true. He clearly said Bucky was next, and it was a whole thing. Nick got pretty much destroyed on Reddit, and that was where I left the story yesterday. But the story did pick up a little bit. Not only did Nick take some more shots at Miller on his personal Twitter account, Nick looks like also leaned on the Reddit moderators to get Miller banned from the Play Avengers subreddit temporarily. From what I can tell, the ban is only for one day, but can confirm Miller was banned from the Play Avengers subreddit as a result of the drama that Nick started yesterday after all of the Avengers news came out. So again, very bad look. Not surprising that the Avengers subreddit would do something like that. The moderators over there have a pretty bad reputation when it comes to moderating that subreddit. They're very biased and not particularly ethical a lot of the times. So not surprising that they would target Miller for a ban, especially if a dev leaned on them to do so, which looks to be the case. But that part I can't confirm, but I can confirm that Miller was indeed temporarily banned from the Play Avengers subreddit for a nonsense reason related to his interaction with Nick on the subreddit yesterday, when Nick pretty much attacked him for no reason, and Miller responded defending himself without even getting toxic about it. It was pretty cringe. And once again, like I said yesterday, really bad look that the brand manager for a multi-million-dollar game has literally nothing better to do than come after a community member. It's actually really sad that this is what it's come down to. Speaking of updates, of course, we got the August development blog that we've been waiting for, confirming that Miller's intel was correct. Winter Soldier is coming to Marvel's Avengers this year, hopefully. More on that in a minute. This update will be divided into two pieces, patch 2.6 and patch 2.7. The plan is going to be the main content in 2.6 will be a new Monica villain sector called No Rest for the Wicked, which continues the story of AIM and is about Monica trying to revive MODOK. And this story and the story of Cloning Labs, which comes later, will explain the arrival of Winter Soldier. 2.7, which comes out later this year and has no release date, is going to feature Winter Soldier and Cloning Labs. That's all we know about that so far. Cloning Labs is going to be the new Omega level threat, like the current Omega level threat. It is 4-player required, so it is not solo. All Omega level threats are 4-player only. You need to have 4 players in your strike team to start the mission, and you're going to be required to be power level 175. The OLT will also reward you with a new gear set, and it will raise the power level cap. They have not confirmed what the new cap will be, but I'm assuming the new cap will be 200. Winter Soldier himself, we don't have too many details, but we do know that he is going to have an assault rifle, and it sounds like it is going to be an assault rifle that you can mod and change modes on, essentially. So you'll have an assault rifle, you can change it to a grenade launcher, is what it sounds like. And we have confirmation that Bucky will have a combat knife. So people that were saying Bucky is going to be an echo character of Captain America or Black Widow, more confirmation that you were wrong, because it obviously didn't make sense from the beginning, because if you know anything about Winter Soldier, you know he's very different from Captain America and Black Widow. But this is more confirmation. He will have an assault rifle, he will have a grenade launcher, and he will have his combat knife. All of that will be featured in his kit, so that should destroy the narrative that he's somehow going to be an echo character. But we don't know when exactly he's coming out. My guess is that since they seem to be running behind schedule, if Monica isn't coming out until September, then my guess is that we're not going to see Cloning Labs and Winter Soldier until November at the earliest. Bucky rip off his arm and throw it as a shield, right? In addition to those 2 content drops, Marvel's Avengers confirmed that they're also going to be doing updates to existing heroes. So in 2.6, in addition to that Monica villain sector, there will be an update that will straight up buff, no nerfs, they said, for 2.6. They're going to straight up buff everybody's heroic damage across the board. So everyone, all your characters' heroes should be doing more damage with their heroics as of patch 2.6. They also said they plan on implementing changes so that enemies aren't staggering you as much. Obviously, a lot of people have complained that this game is basically a stagger simulator, and you'll just get hit by an enemy. Certain enemies will just hit you and catch you in an infinite loop, and we have no idea, and there's nothing you can do about it. So hopefully that will be fixed and work properly. He'll spin the arm like Thor's hammer. Facts. So they also confirmed traversal. So people that were wondering when they're going to update enemy traversal, people were like they want Hawk to jump higher, they want him to jump further, all that good stuff. They are indeed confirming they are updating traversal. We don't know exactly how. I tried to talk to some devs to see if I could get a little more detail about what they're going to do with traversal, but they said that while there are still limits to what they can do, they are looking to make traversal better. So we'll have to see. Brian did come out and confirm that the update to movement and traversal would not be in 2.6. So if you're looking in September, the only thing to expect in September is the villain sector, no rest for the wicked, the updates to heroic damage, and the updates to enemy staggering you. The traversal is, they're looking to get that in to an update later in the year. Maybe that will come with Winter Soldier and Cloning Labs whenever that comes out. But we know that September is basically just going to be the villain sector, the updates to heroics, and the updates to enemy stagger. Maybe traversal will make it into 2.7 with Bucky later in the year, which again, but Bucky, if I'm predicting when Bucky's coming, it'll probably be around the same time as Spider-Man, so like maybe November 30th, something like that. But that is my best guess. There's also a possibility that we don't get him at all. So we had on Thursday that meeting with the Embracer Group, and unfortunately the Embracer Group, once again, because the deal is not finalized, could not talk about anything concrete about Avengers. Johnny Rocker, who is convinced that the Embracer Group is going to shut Avengers down, says that regardless, they couldn't talk about anything specific about Avengers anyway. You know, if they were going to say they were going to shut it down, because that could jeopardize the deal and hurt Square Enix potentially. But all we know is that the Embracer deal is expected to close soon, and if Avengers is going to continue, then the Embracer Group has to basically make a new deal with Marvel and pay the licensing fee and continue to support Marvel's Avengers. So there's some reason to think that Avengers will at least get some support through the rest of the year. They have made some new hires, which is not a thing Square Enix would sign off on, if considering not only what we know about Square Enix, but the fact that Square Enix is selling them to another company. So while that is finalizing, there's absolutely no way Square Enix would sign off on Crystal Dynamics hiring new employees to develop new content. The only thing Square Enix would want is for them to just keep making skins until the deal closes. So the fact that Crystal Dynamics has been hiring new people could be a sign that the Embracer Group intend to keep them going at least for the next year, maybe. But we'll know more. I know Marvel is notoriously very difficult to work with, and they are really strict about leaks and information coming out. So if they do have a deal in the works, they most likely would not be able to say anything about it whatsoever until it's 100% finalized. So next month is the 2-year anniversary, and from what I understand, it's also the end of basically the obligation for the Marvel license. Like there were legal ramifications if Avengers had shut down before the 2-year anniversary, because they promised content for years to come. So starting in September, that's when basically the obligation ends, and the game could basically, shut down and there would be no legal ramifications at all. And the Embracer deal is expected to close in September. So at some point next month, we should know exactly what is going on with Marvel's Avengers and the future. And I hope it's good news. I hope that Crystal Dynamics gets to continue making Marvel's Avengers going forward. However, if the Embracer Group does sign off on it, I feel like they can't just leave things as is, because as we all know, Crystal Dynamics has a pretty bad habit of doing very stupid things and getting in their own way. So I feel like if the Embracer Group is going to take the risk and continue supporting Marvel's Avengers, then they're going to have to be some changes. Like they're going to have to bring in some new people, especially on the marketing side of things. They're going to have to have some oversight. Like they can't just give them, they can't just pay that Marvel license, give them money, and take a step back. Like somebody's got to check in and make sure that they're not going to screw this up. But if they do, then I think that the future will indeed be pretty bright. But they they got to clean some stuff up, and I think they're gonna have to be big changes. There's going to be a legitimate conversation, I feel like, about if this game, not only should this game go free to play, but should they start charging for content? They've got to have a way to bring in more revenue. That's kind of a must. They got to generally improve the marketplace. Crossplay has to come in eventually. Like, there's some big changes that are going to have to happen in order for this game to reach its potential. But if the Embracer Group believes in them, I do think it's possible. But that is the multi-million-dollar question. Does the Embracer Group actually believe in their vision, and will they act on it? So hopefully we find out soon. Also, let's check out what the chat has to say. What are your thoughts on any of these stories? Let me know. You feel like the game is going to be let go? I get those Marvel Heroes flashbacks. Marvel needs studios. I'll be watching your videos for the content. You just hate the way you be down playing the games devs because they don't release content according to your timeline. I definitely recommend watching my videos again and taking your bias out of it, because I've been making Avengers videos since 2021, March 2021, Carter Smith, and I've been extremely fair. I've defended the game a lot when I thought people were being unfair, to the point where people were calling me a shill. I understand I'm also on the other end get called a hater, because there's some people that don't process criticism correctly. They hear me criticize something about the game, and even though I say one thing, they hear something completely different, like is the case right now. You're saying I'm downplaying. I've never done that before. You're saying that I think they should release the content according to my timeline. That's not true. Objectively speaking, a live service game is expected, if it's successful, is expected to release content that keeps their players engaged. And we have examples of successful live service games. It's not like Avengers is the only live service game. We have Fortnite, we have Destiny, we have WoW, we have a bunch of games that we can look at. And it's just a fact that Avengers does not release content as fast, as consistently as they need to in order to be competitive, and that is reflective in the game's low player numbers. Duality, indeed. Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange would do a lot of good for the game. Agreed. Honestly, think they should just let the game go and take from all the years of nonstop feedback and make a new Avengers game. I think that if Embracer Group doesn't do Avengers, they should at the very least try to make their own Marvel games. It'd be your own people. You need to understand that it's okay to have different opinions. I understand something. Say the game gets shut down. Will the game be completely available? Nope. The game, if you've never tried it before, if you disconnect from the internet, you can very much still play the game. Certain stuff you're not able to access, like multiplayer multiplayer content, but because the game is not entirely online only, you will still be able to play the game. The skins are another thing. That's going to require them to do a patch to make all your skins available, but you will be able to play the game if it gets shut down. Guardians of the Galaxy game was pretty good. It's a shame the sales weren't as good. Yeah, I blame the marketing on that because it was a great game. People really think you constantly bash the game, must not watch your Kyle Avengers videos. That too. Yeah, I see. Yeah, when I get that feedback, it's usually people that don't really watch a lot of my videos. You've been watching since then, maybe like April 2021. You were trying to use some of your guys compare the game. You understand what you're saying. Maybe you should listen for the good. If you've been watching my guys, then you should know. Then you should know better, because I don't. Because any criticism that I have for the game is perfectly valid, and I explain it in great detail, as I'm explaining to you right now. If there's something you're confused about, I would be happy, Carter, to clarify my position so that you understand exactly where I'm coming from. Did this get moved for? Did what get moved for PC? Really hoping they add MCU skins and shipments when the game shipments. What's up now with Flow? You like to see more takedowns for Spider-Man and a drop in, drop out mechanic. Yeah, according to Miller, join in progress, drop in, drop out is something they're in testing. Now, originally this was supposed to be tied to patrol mode. That's why patrol mode was delayed. But it sounds like patrol mode is not coming out this year. So what I'm hoping is that if join in progress is in testing, I hope it's just a quality of life update that they're able to roll out this year, even if it's not connected to patrol mode, because join in progress is definitely something we need. So if they were able to get join in progress out for cloning labs, that would be awesome. I'm hoping that as we get closer to their release, we'll learn more about it. We need a custom harm challenge update where you can pick your own enemy or enemies to fight similar. You can do that already. Custom harm room, you could already do that. But I do think the one thing I think the custom harm room is missing, apart from different environments, just to make it look cooler, is villains. That's actual bosses. That's the one thing you can't do. You can have all different enemies in the custom harm room except bosses. I think you should be able to fight Taskmaster, Abomination, the Super Adaptoid. I think all that should be available in the custom harm room. It would really help with testing out builds. What's the super news? For those that missed it, we covered the Avengers leaks, which were the leaks from Miller. He leaked a bunch of skins. We covered the Winter Soldier update. I have videos on all that. If you missed it, here are the skins that Miller leaked, if you missed that as well. Ultimate Thor, Classic Hawkeye, Civil War, Captain America, and Gladiator Hawk. Any news on a roadmap? Roadmap was, as far as we know, there are still no plans to bring back the roadmap. They still are canceled in favor of the development blocks. Are there mods for PC? Not for Avengers. We should all know where you're coming from. We all waiting around for months for a silver info. They gotta do better. Not that serious. Enjoy your videos, no matter what or how you cover them. Did you enjoy the She-Hulk show? Nah. I laughed once at the end credit scene, but overall, the episode was pretty much everything we saw in the trailers. So didn't really do it for me. Isn't Rocksteady making Suicide Squad? Yep, they are making Suicide Squad. Should come out next year. You're saying you should listen for the good more. You've heard you speak highly of the game and defend it. Watch your whole stream when Black Panther dropped. Oh yeah, definitely. Like like obviously if Avengers is, having a bad week in terms of PR, then I'm not going to be spending the stream talking about how awesome they are, because I'm going to be pointing out they did something stupid, which they did this week. But yeah, I definitely will give them credit where credit is due. You said you wanted to fight 5 sprint drones and 3 robotic spiders in one match. You can't. Oh, you're saying you want to be able to pick the number? Are you, so basically you want to be able to cheese the harm room, the challenges that you get for different activities by using the harm room. Multiverses as blow up, it's everywhere. Did you expect it to be massive? Not when I first heard about it, but when I saw more and more people get into it, and I'm like, oh yeah, this. Once I saw it was actually good, I thought, okay, this could be something, because it's a Smash Brothers Brawlhalla type of game, but they have the Warner Brother roster of characters, so the formula was there for it to do well. It just had to be an actual good game, like because with the type of characters they can bring in, you're going to be able to generate some hype as long as the game is actually good. You wish there was a Cap Winter Soldier costume without his helmet, but you're glad it's coming. That's definitely something they should add in the future. The ability to customize your skins. I think that would definitely go a long way. Any update on the Wonder Woman game? None. I've been looking for more info on that Wonder Woman game. I have not heard anything yet. Definitely want support assistance for when players rage quit or have a bad Wi-Fi. Absolutely. Like, joining progress is essential, especially if they're dropping Cloning Labs. Like, if Cloning Labs comes out and it's buggy and people are disconnecting, which we know it is. I mean, let's be honest, it's probably going to happen at some point, especially if you're on like last gen. So if they don't have a join in progress, it's going to be the same bad press all over again. Like, if you could disconnect and then immediately just join right back in to the session, like, that would solve so many issues with the game. You just want plus 25 enemies. Yard Rat just wants that difficulty. He just wants more challenges. You just want to pick a specific enemy and not a set. So you just want to fight that same enemy. Okay. Customize the skins would break the game, you feel like? I mean, it shouldn't. Like, it should be a fairly straightforward thing to implement. Alternate skins, alternate versions of skins. Like, I bought the Winter Soldier. I bought the Winter Soldier skin for Captain America. I can also have the same skin but with no helmet. Like, I feel like that'd be a simple thing. Relatively simple. Classic Hawkeye is indeed a cop. Heard they got one of the main developers of God of War working on the Wonder Woman game. I haven't heard. I know the studio that did that Lord of the Rings game is developing it. So I definitely know it's going to be in good hands. Has my view of Gotham Knights changed from its first teaser trailer? Definitely. Not in terms of me not wanting it, but I definitely see that after looking at gameplay, it's not as polished as it seemed when I first saw it. So I'm definitely expecting some bugs on day one. Hopefully they have a day one patch ready to go, just in case. But the game still, pretty much looks like what I thought. A fun Arkham type of game that doesn't have Batman in it. But we've got some more details since then. I love the customization of the cosmetics. The outfits look pretty cool. I like the gear system could be good, but otherwise it seems pretty okay. That Captain America skin is definitely on the shop list as well. Definitely getting Stealth Cap and Classic Hawkeye. Thought you meant like having Infinity War Iron Man helmet on the Iron Man suit. No, like simple. Like if instead of having one, if a skin obviously has an alternate look, like just being able to have the option of turning it off and putting on a different one instead of having to buy another skin entirely, I think would be better. She-Hulk show was bad, like Catwoman, Halle Berry. Oh, not the Halle Berry Catwoman. Oh no. Do you think CD will put the loadouts further in the new patch? I don't think loadouts are coming, honestly. From what I could tell, there might be some other. I've heard some stuff, behind the scenes, but from what I do know for sure is that the loadouts represent a kind of a technical issue because the code and the UI of this game is pretty wonky. It also doesn't seem like loadouts are a high priority, at least not this year. They mainly seem to be focusing on adding new heroes, adding new villains, and upgrading the existing characters and the combat. But if they are going to do loadouts, then that's like I feel like that's a 2023 thing. Kind of wish it was like 2K when you play in the park, and if someone leaves, you can still play with the AI. You wish I just had that when you play the raid. Yeah. The problem is their AI is not smart enough to handle the different tasks during the raid. You can't have the AI push the buttons, or you can't command them to stand on the platform for a certain amount of time. So that's why raids in general aren't supposed to be for AIs. Like raids are specifically supposed to be multiplayer only activities, and in other games, if you disconnect for any reason, you don't need an AI. You could just literally join back into the game. So, which is what we need. This is why we need Joining Progress to come out, because rather than waste time trying to make the AI allow people to play raids without other people, just make it so that if you disconnect, you can just go right back into the game. Say what you want about Cybertron 27. It's an ambitious game. Oh yeah, there was a lot of ambition. It takes a lot of ambition to drop a game that doesn't work by lying to both Sony and and Microsoft and your entire customer base by only showing them PC footage and pretending like everything is functional. That took some ambition on the part of CD Projekt Red. That was a very ambitious series of decisions they made. What up, Capte? We need more Hulk skins, the brand new hairstyles. They gotta do better with Hulk, and they definitely need to play Jane skins, like Thor t-shirts. Yeah. Because the issue with the Hulk is that a lot of his skins require a lot of work if you want them to actually be good and look different. But I don't think Hulk sells as much as other heroes. So if there's a demand for Hulk, in the marketplace, then they are more incentivized to actually make more. So if you want more Hulk skins, the best thing you could do is buy Hulk skins. As long as they give you the Joining Progress, you're good. Hey, having to load when people disconnect something. They'll leave back to back, and you'll have to sit through 2 loading screens trying to count through that. Yeah, it's so frustrating. 2K22 AI clamps you up hard, but they're so dumb, bro. Why are they so dumb on offense? I hate the AI in 2K22. They're so stupid. like they clamp, like their defense is crazy, but they are so dumb. And they don't pass you the ball when you call for it. It's so you ready to throw my controller. They need to get rid of all the old missions and bring all new missions. They definitely don't need to do that. That doesn't make any sense. They can just add new missions. that would just solve a problem by then immediately creating the same problem. Like, oh, the game doesn't have enough missions, so let's add new missions, but then also get rid of the old missions, so that you have the exact same problem of there not being enough missions. Like, keep the missions, add new ones that are better. Horde mode. Take back aim tower. Horde mode on top of the helicarrier. Different stuff like that. More villain sectors. Throw in a playlist. So Mega Sith, you missed. Apparently there's an Avatar game coming out. Knights of the Old Republic remake is not dead, and the Embracer Group is saving it. They are going to be bringing it over onto one of their other studios. All the Avengers stuff you know already, pretty much, except Miller just got banned from Reddit because of the mod that was attacking him. Do you think CD should send out test versions of the new patches to content creators in order to make the game better? Yeah. The a part of the issue is definitely they don't have enough people to test stuff. They definitely need more testers, beta testers, if you will, for some of these patches. I think that would definitely help if they can bring in content creators to come in and be like, all right, here's this new patch, test it out. How is it? And that way content creator, and allow content creators to tell, no specifics, but say, hey, there's new content coming. I'm testing it right now, and be on the lookout for it or whatever. But yeah, then we can try to recreate some stuff and then report it back to the devs. No, that would be cool. Or just in general, just add more testers. They don't even have to be content creators, just more people testing. Everyone was back. Hawk is at 165. What's the best mission again? There's no specific mission to get 175. The way to get 175 is through playing the raid and playing the events. There is no specific mission to do that. Events are play every event. If you have a hero that you want to get to 175, complete every single event with that hero, and play the elite raid every week, and just keep getting that superior gear. What's up, Colson? My Avengers mod's always aggressive. Every time you see videos about them, it's always them trying to ban someone or talking a personal way. It's just the type of people that are put in these positions. What can I tell you? About to watch my Ant-Man video. Appreciate that. Yep, I have an Ant-Man video dropping in a few minutes. Should be awesome. Division 1 did that. Went amazing. Division 1, a very popular game. Hawk King is fire, and the Hawk skin with the cowboy hat is your main. So Embracer keeping Avengers around. We still don't know. It doesn't sound like they want to, but it could just be, Marvel telling them to shut their mouth. But we don't know. Honestly, it's just an issue of people, low quantity and not so high quality within the business. So why not include the players? That's just agreed. You know what's funny about Ant-Man? How they'll make him fly because technically he can't fly, but the way he does fly is riding on ants. So maybe they can let you spawn a random ant. Yeah, that would actually work. No, seriously, because don't lie, watch you play. I wouldn't play myself. Haven't done the ulti or raid because of the bugs. You don't have a full squad. Oh yeah. I definitely get how tough it is for some people. There are LFG groups out there for Avengers for different platforms that you can definitely check out. So I definitely encourage people that don't have squads to reach out, tell people what platform you're on, and try to form groups, make some friends. Until we get a big influx of players, it's going to be hard to find people, especially if you're on PC. Sub XD, Warzone just gotta have the last word. Still waiting on that Division 1 game that they revealed 2022. Haven't gotten that game yet. Still mind blowing that whenever load into the game, you fall through the map. I don't think I've had that one in a while. You join Avengers Discord and sometimes that. Oh, definitely. I left the Avengers Discord because it's such a joke of a place. but you can try the Reddit. You can try different content creators like here. But we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to leave you with a new video about Ant-Man. I'm going to go hang out with the Discord, and we'll probably play some multiverses or something. Yeah, Discord, let me know what you want to play. If you want to join us, !join, become a member of the channel. This has been Super News. I'm Stott the Gamer.